We're 4 weeks out. Are we pulling out yet? We'll find out in this episode.
No pull-out merchants around here.
Absolutely not. Welcome everyone to this week's episode on the YouTubes. I think we kind of have a name for it now. Well,
Mr. Strong.
Mr. Tickle. Well,
Mr. Tickle.
Formerly known as Mr. Tickle. I'm not that scrawny anymore.
He's Mr. Tickle Senior now.
Yeah, well, I'll take that. That's a graduation. That's a step up, step in the right direction. But yeah, hope you like our new plant. We're leveling up with
I'm telling you.
with the studio here, and yeah, we're getting stuck in. So just back in from the gym there now.
Yep.
And that is session 404 done for me this week. But yeah, this day 4 weeks, we're going to have the kit off and the tan on. And
literally this time 4 weeks. So the shoot is at I think 11 or half 11. Friday the 19th. So we will be togged off.
my first one of two photo shoots, and your fifth photo shoot. So yeah, plenty of experience from yourself.
Yeah, definitely, and it stands there. I was actually had a conversation with somebody yesterday, and they asked me how you were getting on, and I said you were doing very well, and they said, you know, it's nearly a catch-22. You're going into the unknown when it's your first one. You know exactly what's coming at you when you have experience doing them. It's hard to know which is best. Because, you know, I've done it before. I know how hard it gets near the end.
And for me, ignorance is bliss.
Exactly, yeah.
I don't know what I'm getting myself in for.
That's the thing, like, but you're like a duck to water, in fairness.
Oh yeah, taken to it quite well. Yeah. But like at the same time, I'm quite experienced. Like I have built up that baseline. Like it's not my first time dieting, put it that way, and it's not my first time having to endure challenges or anything like that. Like I've had to do weight cuts in the past for different circumstances, not for photo shoots specifically, but for weight cutting for a weight class sport, be it in that case powerlifting. So I've been there. I've had to sit in the sauna for 4 10-minute rounds, not a drink of water in between, the day before, the day of the weigh-ins. Fuck me. That was difficult in
just
itself.
Being able to endure that type of hardship stands there, like, you know, when you're able to do hard things.
Yeah.
You know.
But yeah, this week is, so as I said, we're 4 weeks out now, and this is the first week I noticed definitely. So we recorded our check-in this time last week, and everything was okay, a couple of challenges. That night, Friday night, I met two of my lads there. We were watching the Liverpool-Aston Villa game. Friday evening, maybe 8:30, they started tucking into the popcorn, and like that, I was like, I'm in a diet right now, and this is tough. Putting myself in a different environment, but just I do feel this week is I am going through this now, and it's starting to, the intensity of it is we're taking things up a notch pretty much.
Definitely, yeah. And same as that this week now. In fairness, I haven't struggled too much, but just noticing the hunger and the food focus is there. Like, it's funny. Myself and Dalal were watching an episode last night. We're watching a new series called Nemesis. It's actually very good. And there was a one in it eating a Snickers. Just zoned in on the Snickers, and I was like, oh, I'd love a Snickers. Do you know, and usually that wouldn't bother me the slightest. And then I was on the phone to my brother, and he was, after getting a takeaway, and he was having ribs. I was just, my mouth was watered, and I was like, oh man, do you know, just looking forward to having a takeaway or having a bar of chocolate. Simple little things like that you just miss, like.
And that was going to be a question I was going to ask in this check-in is, what are you most looking forward to after the shoot, food-wise? Because I have a few thoughts.
We were talking about this, like, I'd love to just go to Kelly's for a nice meal. Do you know, just get a nice, like, not that I'm having steak every week anyway, but just have somebody else hand me up a nice steak and get a starter as well, maybe wings or something like that, and then a nice dessert. That'd do me. Do you know, honestly, I'd be happy. And something else I've actually been thinking about recently, and something I never really have in Ireland, when I go out to New Zealand to see my brother, there's an Indian not too far from him.
That's what I was going to say.
And we get butter chicken, and it is top spec now. Unbelievable.
I was out for a walk with my sister Una during the week, and I says to her, I'd love an Indian.
Yeah.
Do you know, like, we were even compared, would you prefer an Indian or a Chinese?
I don't eat Chinese. I never eat Chinese. Sorry if that insults anybody, but I don't eat Chinese.
I'm partial now to a spice bag. I love the new Bonanza spice bag of satay sauce, but just when you go out for an Indian, all the picky bits at the start, the pompadons, the onion badge, stop.
Yeah, no, I do like an Indian now, but Chinese is just something I never eat.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm looking forward to something like that.
Yeah.
And because I have the photo shoot from 2 weeks afterwards,
I won't be able to indulge too much.
No. But that was something I brought up with my coach. So we have a plan in advance for when that day happens. So planning in advance is very helpful, especially when you're in a dieting phase.
Absolutely.
just the day of the shoot, he said, enjoy a meal out that night because you'll need it. Because next day I'll get straight back to it and there'll be 2 more weeks of just grinding.
Yeah.
So I know I have that to look forward to. And it's something kind of that I was wanting to mention in this week's check-in as well, because it's something we have coming up this weekend. We have social occasions coming up and how we're going to actually
manage that and
how we're going to navigate through that. So I myself, I have an engagement party this weekend. So either I could have said nothing about it, just grinded through up until the Saturday, and then all of a sudden I find myself out at the bar with the lads and I could be 6 pints deep and thinking, what the hell am I doing here now? And then because alcohol is consumed, it's usually not the alcohol that's the problem in a diet, it's usually what it does to you. So it'll lower your inhibitions, your decision making will go out the window, and then next thing you know, you're scoffing back a chicken kebab. So what I've done is plan that in advance. On the day of, at the moment I'm consuming about 2,000 calories.
Same, 1960,
Yeah, so I'm about 2,025, 2,050. So the day of, what we're going to do, the plan myself and my coach came up with, was 1,500 calories to track, and that will save me the bones of 500-600 calories to play around with for drinks. He said, enjoy yourself, have 2 pints, you've earned it, but no, after the second pint, you're probably pushing it too much in terms of the calorie amounts, because obviously there's calories in alcohol. 220 calories in a pint of Guinness, so if I have 2 of them, 440, now I need to make some changes. So swap to spirits, lower alcohol versions of drinks, maybe swap the bottles, less alcohol volume overall. But having that plan in place, now I'm more confident going into this weekend that I'll be able to just cruise through it and successfully continue on my diet.
And you also know it doesn't become a free-for-all. You have a plan that you're going to have 2 or 3 drinks and that's it, and park it. And like we were saying before we started this, if you have an extra couple and you go over those calories a little bit, you can pull back by a couple of hundred the next day.
Yeah, exactly. But subconsciously now I'm going into that day more confident. Exactly. So that's going to help me big time. And yourself, you have an event on too.
So Joshua, my son, is 2 tomorrow and we're going for his party. So we're getting a big cake out of Mulrooney's.
Oh, don't start.
Very same as you. I said it to my coach Monday at my check-in. I said, look, my young lad's birthday. I said, I know we have a shoot in 4 weeks' time, but family is a big thing to me, and being able to have a slice of cake with my family, that's something that's important to me. And would I rather look 1% better on shoot day or have a slice of cake with my family for my son's birthday? I'd rather have a slice of cake at my son's birthday. Do you know, and it's about communicating that type of stuff with your coach as well. And like that, Shane came back to me and he said, 100%, we'll factor in a slice of cake, and what I want you to do is usually at my last meal, I have a fairly juicy last meal before I go to bed, about an hour or so before that. He said, literally just have your Greek yogurt, nothing else in it, so no fruit, no honey, no meringue nest, none of that crack, get rid of all of that, factor in your slice of cake. And I'm slightly reducing my breakfast a little bit as well to allow 500 calories for it. So pretty much the same as you. I've got almost 1,500 calories from my meals, and then I'll have a slice of cake for about 500 calories.
But it just goes to show there are trade-offs. Absolutely. You can't literally have your cake and eat it too. You need to, like that yogurt on its own isn't going to taste great.
No, but like at the end of the day, it's allowing me to be able to have the big slice of cake, so happy days.
Exactly. So like even making decisions like that, especially, so I get this all the time with clients as well, when they're in a diet, they're eating healthy. Let's say they have that yogurt bowl, but it's topped with berries, honey, stuff like that. That is healthy, all micronutrients, full of fiber and stuff like that, which is great. But calories are calories at the end of the day. And if you are going to enjoy something more palatable, such as
a slice of cake, or a couple of pints.
As well, you do still need to make the trade-offs. And it's the small decisions like that that go a long way. And as we said, this is something that we're planning in advance rather than doing it on the day. That's when the mental stress of it all comes into play.
100%.
People get flustered, they get overwhelmed, and they think, oh, tracking calories, dieting, it's not for me. But if you did just take a couple of minutes out of your week to plan these things in, factor them in, it will make things 10 times easier for yourself.
Yeah, definitely. And just something I was thinking there as well, like, this isn't something we're doing every week, and it's not something we're doing every second day, because if it becomes too frequent, it's simply going to have a negative effect on your progress. It's as simple as that. Like I put up a post on Instagram there last night with a client transformation, and I was just saying that on it, like, you know, literally, you can't have your cake and eat it. And when you actually commit to the deficit, you get out of it faster. And we've spoke about this a good few times now, like having a start and an end date and knowing when you're going to finish up your deficit and move towards different goals. But if that type of thing is coming in all the time, it's just going to end up extending how long it takes you to get to where you want to be.
Or else you'll never get there.
Exactly, one or the other.
Which is usually what happens.
100%, yeah, definitely, yeah. You need to make sacrifices, and you know, we're making sacrifices, but at the same time, we're still able to enjoy ourselves a little bit here and there when it's planned and when it's structured.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because put it this way, if I didn't have these photo shoots coming up, I probably would be more lenient on myself at the weekend.
Absolutely, of course.
I would be having a takeaway every weekend, or I would be having the odd pint. It's not as if I drink every weekend. I'm not mad for pints or nothing. It might sound like I am.
You're only human too, like.
Yeah, but we all are. But being able to, as you said, just go in, get the job done in a shorter amount of time, it just means that it's going to take me less time to get to where I want to be, and then it is quicker for me to start eating more food again, which is the thing I'm most looking forward to.
You're not spinning your wheels, gaining and losing the same 2 or 3 kilos over and over again.
Yep. So with this in mind, I now know that I have only 4 weeks to photo shoot 1, 6 weeks to photo shoot 2. After that, food will increase. Yep. I will aim to maintain that shape over the summer, and I'll be a very, very happy boy to do that.
Same as that. Yep.
And that's the joys of just planning ahead.
Yeah. And training, you mentioned there a few minutes ago, training is going very well. That's just something else that I wanted to mention, you know. And we spoke about this in the last one as well, about continuing to push strength in the gym, and that has been going very well for me. But I was saying it to you today, I was really feeling it, and that's where that kind of auto-regulation that we spoke about comes in as well. So today I had a deload session, and so did you. And literally for me, that was just stripping one set off of everything. But I either increased the weight or kept it the same as last week. So it wasn't just going in and pricking around, excuse the language. It was still going in, getting a good solid session done, but reducing the volume.
Yeah, and I was the very same as well. So my deload week would be every exercise is the very same. So actually my barber, funnily enough, he mentioned it this week as well. He was asking, do you change training when you're dieting? And I said, no, training's the very same, and especially even with the deload, the only thing that will change is I'll only do 1 set of every exercise. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah,
so, halving the volume, maybe more than half the volume for this week, and then we'll ramp things back up again from next week going forward. But we do need to be realistic with our expectations for the next couple of weeks, because hunger is higher, energy is lower just as a result of eating in a consistent calorie deficit. So training performance might dip, and that's part of it. It's the trade-offs thing again. But
it's only for a short period of time too.
Exactly. Yeah. So after the photo shoot, when we do start eating more food, we'll have more energy to work with, and
hopefully get stronger than ever.
Yeah, pack on the muscle, as they say.
Exactly.
But that's the very same thing with the training as it is nutrition. They kind of go hand in hand. A lot of people think, oh, I just need to focus on my training now, or oh, it's the diet that's letting me down.
It's a combination.
Yeah, usually is the case.
It's usually one big jigsaw.
Pretty much. Yeah. But being able to, just have some sort of plan for both of them is really, really helpful. Yeah. I do find.
Yeah, definitely. Any struggles this week?
Well, I'm soaking these like they're going out of fashion. Something that I would rarely have a fizzy drink before dieting, but just to kill the cravings. These ones as well, they're 0 caffeine, 0 sugar, right?
0 everything.
0, 0, 0, 0, 0.
They should really be the Coke Zero. The other one's not Coke Zero.
The other ones have caffeine, which is you didn't even know until recently.
I didn't know they existed.
I only came across them recently as well. But they're fair handy. They're very handy. Just to kill that sugar craving. Or what are the little
9-calorie jelly? Yeah, we literally just had one of those a few minutes ago.
Yeah, right job.
Again, I had it up on my Instagram story. Little hacks to try and get me from meal to meal. Like, again, don't get me wrong, I'm eating 1960 calories. It's not a tiny amount. Like, it's still 4 meals in the day, but they're small meals. And then I have little hacks kind of between meals to get me to my next one. So I'll have one of those. I'll have a 9-calorie jelly pot. I'll have some extra water. I'll have a coffee. Or else, as I said again, I'll just suck it up and not be a little bitch and accept the fact that hunger is part of it, and I'll get to my next meal and I won't die.
Yeah, well, usually when you're hungry, it's a sign that you're doing something right.
Precisely.
Yeah, especially when you're, for me, 6 weeks dieting. You're 15
weeks.
15 weeks dieting, if you're not hungry now, you're doing something wrong.
Exactly. Yeah, and we were literally just saying it there after our session as well. We're 22 kilos down between us. Yeah.
So I'm over 8 kilos down in those 6 weeks.
And I'm 14 kilos down in 15 weeks, which is actually 16 weeks, but I had a 1 week diet break where calories were at maintenance. So 15 weeks in a deficit.
Yeah. It's working.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
That the science is never going to be.
No, it's not. And I'm always harping on, and that's, you know, the old drum that used to be getting bet all the time was calorie deficit, calorie deficit. It'll always hold true. If you're in a deficit, you're going to drop weight. End of story.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much everything from this week. Just, I knew we have those things coming up this weekend, and it just shows like we're not robots. We're not living in solitude. We actually have lives outside of this, and we need to factor that in. And it's something that a lot of people listening to this are probably struggling with, thinking that they need that clear run of things in order to get the results that they're looking for. But that's not the case.
No, definitely not. We've been in this game long enough to know that clear runs don't exist.
No, they do not. Like, yeah, just to finish on that point, what have we had up until this? We've been in Nottingham together for a business event.
I had a couple of nights away in a hotel stay.
You were a hotel stay. I was in Japan for 2 weeks.
Josh's birthday now this weekend.
Josh's birthday this weekend. I have an engagement party on this weekend. I have another family party / dinner coming up the week before the shoot.
Right, yeah.
So
loads of stuff, and there's stuff we're forgetting there as well. You know, there's stuff every week going on in the background, like, but we're managing it.
Watching Villa beat the shite out of Liverpool.
Yeah, we'll say no more about that.
That was a good one as well. Again, what a legend. But yeah, I think that's a good place to wrap up this week's check-in. But if you enjoyed the video, or if you have any questions as well when we're getting closer to the shoot, or what we're actually going to do to prepare for the week of the shoot, because that will change. We'll have a peak week for that, and I'm looking forward to talking a bit more about that.
Absolutely, yeah.
But yeah, make sure to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we shall catch you in the next check-in.
So we will look forward to seeing you in the next one. And a shameless plug before we wrap it up, make sure and click the link below to subscribe to our email list, which is going to be keeping you all updated on our group, which is coming up in September, EM8.
Yeah.
M8.
Yes, so we have that announcement video out as well. So if you want to watch that video, we're probably going to link it here for you as well, so you can get more information on that. Leave you with that one.
Peace and love.
Peace.